Welcome to BS Draftcast, where we are Brandon and Steven, and we are back at you with another video. And we will be covering the bowl, the big bowl, the big game, since we can't say the other word or we'll get canceled, which is kind of crazy. But as always, I got my man Steven on the other line. Steven, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm so amped up for this bowl of soup that we got coming up. You know what I mean?
I
So
know that's right.
can't wait.
Got. Yeah, we're ready, man. I know you're gonna come over. Family and the kids. We're gonna have prime rib, wings, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Smorgasbord. It's gonna be fire, dude. I made the
Yeah, that'd be nice.
made the marinade today. It's gotta sit for 24 hours. I'll coat the prime rib tomorrow, let it sit, and then Sunday cook it all day. Slow cook that some bitch, and on we go. Let's dive right into it, man. Kansas City versus the Eagles. Um, I know we sound very redundant, and I'm not gonna even sit here and beat a dead horse on it. I want the Eagles to win. I pray to God the Eagles win. Um, I think this game is shit, but it's the perfect storm for the NFL. They're gonna have viewers, obviously your Kansas City bandwagoners, and then you're gonna have the people, everyone else in the world that wants the Philadelphia Eagles to win and shut everyone up about Kansas City and how quote unquote great they are. Um, did you see the Did you see the interview at Super Bowl on what's that called? Something row where they do like all the interviews and stuff whenever whenever some reporter asked Patrick Mahomes who's your favorite ref.
Yeah, I did see that. That shit was funny.
He says, Patrick, who's your favorite ref?
Then they were like, "What do you?" They said, uh, "Hey Travis, what do you love more? Do you love Taylor Swift or do you love uh, like a unwarranted pass interference or whatever?" Oh, dude, it was funny.
He was pissed. Travis
He
was
was
pissed
too.
about that. He's like, anyone else have a question?
Well, good. I mean, like, hey, I'm cool with it. Like, I mean,
Yeah, someone's got to do it.
in the NFL, like they're standing up for this crap, saying like, uh, like how could the NFL, like how could it be rigged and all this other shit. And the executive director, that Scott Green or whatever, he said
Yeah, yeah.
it's insulting and preposterous to hear conspiracy theories that somehow 17 officiating crews consisting of 138 officials, colluding to assist one team. It's like it's really not that crazy because it's not like it's
The
like they're
IRS fucks
all.
us every time. Oh, I just dropped it on you. The IRS screws us all the time, and there's
Yeah,
not there's a lot more of them than the officiating crew.
yeah, it's not that strange. It's not that, like,
Far
I don't
fetched.
understand. He was trying to put out a fire, but he just sprayed it with gasoline because it's like,
Yeah.
dude, your argument doesn't make sense. It makes no sense.
I mean, who would have ever thought that some of these players would be gambling on football? Who would have ever thought? Oh, it's impossible. It's the same damn concept.
It is the same concept, and the thing for me too is like these fans or whatever, they'll defend it and they'll be like, oh well, the Chiefs had this many penalty yards or blah blah blah, and it's like it's not the penalties, it's the timing, it's the
Yes.
game deciding. We've been saying it all year. It's the ones that decide the game, the ones that dictate whether you win or lose. Like that's what that's what people are mad about. It doesn't matter. The Ravens, we got penalized like 15 times a game. I don't. That's not a legit number, but
Illegal formation. 25 times a game.
you've seen it week one against Kansas City, dude. We got that stupid because they wanted to take that new rule and shove it down our throats with the frickin' offensive tackle being blah 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 on the ball, and they just blasted us with it for the first like three drives, and then away we went. But
Right.
yeah, man, it's going to be a factor, and people are just getting sick of it. Like that's all I can come up with is people are just getting sick of it.
Yeah, they're tired of it. I mean, they are. I mean, and that's why I think it. I don't think this is the best game for the NFL to take. to have all eyes on the NFL for this week being the Super Bowl. But it is going to draw some attention. Obviously, everybody wants to see the Chiefs lose, and then you have your bandwagon Chief fans that didn't exist 4 or 5 years ago, or actually probably about 5, 6 years ago now, 7 years, and now the Chiefs are royalty, which is comical to me, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, I learned that Zay Flowers being a first round pick and his separation percentage, he's the best receiver in the league today. So what do I know?
Yeah, apparently we don't know a whole lot. Apparently we just kind of kind of just spitball on here and don't really know what we're talking about. We're just kind of just bouncing shit off the wall and see what sticks. I mean,
We're not profitable gamblers. We're not. I mean, it's crazy. I just must be the luckiest guy on earth.
yeah, yeah. I don't know how we sleep at night. Honestly, I mean, well, let's start a sports podcast and just not know anything about sports. Like,
just babble about dumb shit. Like, come on, bro.
yeah, you
Hey,
can't
it's
argue with people
publicity
like that.
because we've had quite a few people just sitting in here listening, and I've never seen their name before. So, hey, maybe they found us.
Maybe they did.
Free
Maybe they did. I
publicity.
mean, yeah, we'll take the viewership.
Yeah, right.
We more
Absolutely.
than welcome anybody to say whatever to us at
Yeah.
all. If you think
We
we're wrong or we're
if
just
you
being
want to come in this
stupid,
chat and like talk shit, let's talk shit, dude. I'm down. We're both down. Like I like the banter. I like the back and forth. I like the like and we're not going to sit here and call you stupid and
no.
drop the R word on you. Like everyone's entitled to their opinion and their sports opinion and everyone sees things differently, but the way if we see something one way, we're going to try and like explain to the best of our ability of why we see it that way and we want you to do the same thing. So like you might flip us and be like, you know what? That's actually a really good explanation. And quite a few people that have been in here throughout the year have really sat here and bullshit with us and talked with us, and we're like, actually, you know what? I like that. So I mean, it's not like we're these. I hate. I'm not even saying it. I was gonna say the c word, but we're not one of these people that have a podcast that are always right. It's only our way. We don't care what anyone says. Like we want to hear from you guys. So just keep that in the back of your mind if you're ever hesitant on commenting, because we would love to hear from everyone.
Yeah, there's been plenty of times when we were talking fantasy football or just games in general where we're like, we change our minds. We're like, you know what? Actually, dude makes a good point, and then we would change our pick or whatever. There's video and audio out there, just like there is of the Chiefs getting games rigged for them. You know what I mean? So it's there for everyone to go ahead and check out, man.
Yeah, every single stream is on our YouTube channel, which is in the TikTok profile. If you're here from TikTok or if you're on Facebook, everything's on Facebook, everything's on YouTube. You can go back and watch it. We don't say. I mean, I am 100% transparent with the bets. I don't change bets. I'm not like, I changed it right before kickoff. If I change something right before kickoff, I post it and let people know that I changed it before kickoff. We've had winning weeks, we've had losing weeks. But I can tell you that we are on a 68% hit rate on bets this year, which is astronomical. The best handicappers in the world don't even do that. The course of the last 5 years, we're at a 64% hit rate. So I mean, we're up there. I have a great friend, old man Carlo. He's seen it all. He's done it all in the gambling world. He has so much knowledge. I've learned so much. Steven, you finally had the opportunity to meet him at my son's birthday party. And I mean, the man tells everyone he meets that he's never seen a handicapper like me and that puts in the amount of work. I mean, I treat this like a job. It's not only it's my money, but if people were following my bets, like I don't want to lose their money for them too. So I treat it like a job. But on a different note, we appreciate everyone tuning in. I know it's kind of random, a 7:15 start or whatever time we got started, but let's dive right into this Chiefs Eagles game, man. Um, obviously, the big thing, if Saquon can continue to do what has done all season, and the defense can play like they've been playing, I mean, I'm dead serious when I say like I see a 55-21 game just like last week or 2 weeks ago against the Commanders. What's your thoughts with the Eagles and the way that defense has been playing and the way Saquon's been running that ball?
Yeah, I mean the offense is going to live or die by Saquon. I mean, I haven't seen anything threatening with Jalen. Like he's just up and down arm wise. You know what I mean? So they're going to be running Saquon a lot, and I mean, dude, if that's what gets you the win, that's what gets you the win. But I would like to see Jalen if they do get in a pinch. Like Jalen needs to be able to make these throws with his arm. Sometimes he throws a beautiful ball. Sometimes you're just like, what the hell was that? You know, and he has weapons. You know, he doesn't have weapons like the Ravens, but he has weapons. You know what I mean? Like he's got Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, um, Dallas Goddard. You know, Saquon. He's great out of the backfield catching the ball. Like you gotta be able to take advantage of that, man, and be able to capitalize on those opportunities, dude. You know, so that's what the Eagles are gonna have to do, man. That defense is gonna have to step up and play like they have been. You know, Jalen Carter's gonna have to be the monster that he has been. Um, Looking at the injury report, just a couple little nagging injuries. It seems like 7 players on the Eagles were sick, which that was a
Yeah, I
report
seen
from.
that.
Yeah, that was. They all seem to be good now. Jalen Carter's still dealing with a little bit of the illness, but everybody was a full participant, so
Good.
I think everybody's gonna be healthy for the Super Bowl. But yeah, man, I know we're both in the same boat. And you said at the beginning of the podcast, I would just like to see Philly win, just because I'm sick of all the BS, you know. But when Patrick Mahomes is on, dude, and he's hitting throws and stuff like that, man, I mean, he is a great quarterback, and you can't take that away from him, and you can't take that away from the Chiefs being a really good football team. It's just a lot of these games this year, um, odd circumstances have got them wins in games where they didn't look good. So we'll call it odd, but I don't know. Patrick Mahomes isn't a slouch, you know. Kelsey's not a slouch. The defense is solid, so they could win straight up. But I mean, this year they haven't looked great. But odd circumstances have kept them in it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you're 100% right. And let me ask you this: do you think that the Chiefs are going to sell out to try and stop Saquon and force uh, Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts throwing the ball and using his legs to beat them, or do you think that the Chiefs are going to play like a middle ground, see how the game's going, and play their game instead of trying to just focal on Saquon?
That's one thing I'll give Steve Spagnuolo is he's really good at trying to take away your best player. But I mean, the way that Saquon's been playing and the way that offensive line has been blocking, um, despite having a couple injuries, man. I mean, I really don't know if you can stop him right now. Whenever
Dude, he
just
has been on a
he's on a
tear.
mission.
Yes.
He wants a damn ring. Like he wants a ring. He's happy in Philly. He's a different Saquon now. Like he's happy. He just loves his
He
team, man. And that line is they're a bunch of dogs, dude.
he honestly like he looks like first second year Saquon right now. Like the dude is running with a purpose every single time he touches the ball. And for some reason when they run that little shotgun off tackle, he has like 6 touchdowns for like 50 plus yards off of it.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't get touched for a minute, and then once it comes down to him, a linebacker or a safety or something, dude, he's
It's
just
wraps.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can do with him. I mean, he's too damn big to try and hit head on, but he's too damn shifty to try and take an angle on him. Like he's just special, man. He's talented. They gotta get Saquon rolling. If I'm the
Yes.
Eagles, but the Chiefs, you got to do everything you can. Chris Jones, you got to do everything you can to make sure he doesn't get rolling. So I
Nick
think they're
Bolton's
going to
gonna have
play.
to have the game of his life, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I do. I think they're going to have to.
And Nick
I think
Bolton's
they'll
no
play.
slouch.
No, no, absolutely not. I can see them playing like a not conservative, but kind of like you said, just kind of feel the game out and see what Philly's doing. Just play like that, and then I think priority one's obviously gonna be Saquon though.
I mean, because let's be honest. I mean, we've seen it in the past. Jalen Hurts is fully capable of getting Devonta, Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown, Saquon out the backfield, Gainwell out the backfield. I mean, they have weapons, and he's fully capable of making the throws. I mean,
Yeah,
he's had a down year this year, 100%. He hasn't looked great, but the big factor, and I'm not saying he's like Chris Johnson fast, but his legs and being able to extend, if they don't get him on the ground, man, it could be a long day for this Chiefs team.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a terror once he gets going. He's another one. He's a big dude. Like he is. He's a big dude. So once he gets rolling, man, he can be tough to chase down. So the Chiefs are gonna have their work cut out for him. But Jalen needs to get his game to another level for this game. I mean, he really does. He needs to be able to take his game to the other, this next level, and be able to hit these throws that we know that he's capable of hitting because he's just been really sporadic. And if the Chiefs do somehow find a way to keep Saquon contained, and then he's throwing these damn errant passes, it could be a long day for the Eagles.
Yep. It could be a long day the opposite way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and I mean, I'm excited for it. Like, I know we're talking strictly Eagles right now. We will get to the Chiefs. I promise. We do hate the Chiefs and can't and we're over it, but I promise we will cover it. But my big thing, that defense has been on a different atmosphere, like a different stratosphere these past couple. It's been insane what that defense is doing and just locking people up and Quinion Mitchell. I mean, when you only have to rush 4 people to the quarterback and you are getting the pressure that they are getting, you're gonna win the game. I mean, I don't care what anyone thinks or says. If you only have to rush 4 and you don't have to send linebackers, you don't have to do all the extracurricular. I got news for you, dog. You're gonna win that game. It's just what it is. I mean, and think about it. If they have Zach Bond able to just stand there and shadow Patrick Mahomes like he did against Jaden, bro, and they're getting pressure and it's forcing Patrick to step up in the pocket and he can just go after him. I don't know, man. That defense seems like they have a recipe for disaster on teams right now. And hey, let's hope it continues.
Yeah, yeah, them guys, man, they've been bringing the heat too, man. Nolan Smith's played extremely well. He's played really well, which I'm happy for him. And Jalen Carter, dude, I mean, he's just a game wrecker. Like, it's gonna be fun seeing him going up against Trey Smith,
Yeah.
because Trey's like one of the best guards, arguably the best guard in the league, going up against Jalen Carter, who's just an absolute animal. So that'll be pretty interesting to see. That'll be fun to see.
You know, I've been thinking about this a lot today, especially with the game and everything coming on. I was thinking, do you do you think that there's maybe still a lingering issue, like lingering injury with Pacheco? Because he doesn't seem the same, and they're really
I
riding Kareem Hunt.
I do, and I think that's why. I think they know that
More like a
I don't
safety
think.
issue.
I think that he's just. I don't think he's 100% healed yet, and they're just trying to be as cautious with him as possible because that's a serious injury, man. And for him to come back as fast as he did is pretty impressive. But that's still an injury, like where it's like, man, I don't know if I'd mess around with it too much, you know?
Right. I think like you just said, I think it's more of like a safety concern. Like we don't want him to get hurt even more. Because I mean, he's been back for quite a few weeks, and he's not the same Pacheco that we're used to. Just that angry run Pacheco, and then two, he's not clearly not getting the touches either.
Yeah, and I just because I mean I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I mean the dude had a fractured fibula. You know what I mean? Like, and as
Right?
a
Yeah,
running back,
that's no joke.
yeah, like as a running back, you know, and even if because it happened really early on, so even then, I mean that's an injury where it's like it's impressive that he's back. So I mean I just think that he's just not 100% healed.
I could buy that 100%. All right, let's go with the Chiefs. We've beat the Eagles to death. Thoughts on the Chiefs? What do the Chiefs need to do? I mean, we know what they have to do. They have to win the game. That's a stupid question, but you get what I'm saying.
Mm.
What do you think the recipe for success? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Recipe for success is for the Chiefs. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is going to have to be on this game. He can't have a Tampa Bay Super Bowl or it's going to get ugly. Um, but defensively, let's start with the offense. Offensively, because they don't have your star-studded receiving core, and it really shows they really miss Tyreek Hill. And Xavier Worthy has had a couple big games, but he hasn't been that Tyreek Hill X factor like they're accustomed. And we all know that uh, Travis Kelce shows up for big games. It's just what he does. It's what he's done his whole career, and there's no doubt about it. But who do you see stepping up for this game for the Chiefs to um, potentially pull off the win? Obviously, they're favored, so they're not really the underdog. The line's pretty even at one point, but do you see like a Juju Smith Schuster, or do you think that the Eagles stay in that man coverage? And do the Eagles have the ability to match speed for speed against Xavier Worthy?
I think they do. I think that for the Chiefs to find success, I think it starts with up front and interior line. They're fine. It's their tackles. Their tackles are, I mean, the barn doors. You know, they are. They're barn doors. Um,
Yeah. Well,
so
unless they get a jump and that it's not called.
well, yeah, or they just blatantly hold somebody. You know, like they do on pretty much any snap, every snap anyway. Um, they've gotten Jawan Taylor a couple of times though. I'll give credit where credit's due. It wasn't any time it was meaningful, but they've still called a couple holding calls with Jawan Taylor. Um, a couple false starts, you know, with that early kick that he's done for the past 2 years. So yeah, it starts up there with the protection, but man, you got you got Marquise Brown. He was hurt the majority of the year. He came back. He hasn't really done much. You know, I don't know if he's still like knocking the rust off or whatever. Obviously, you got Worthy with the speed. Those are two guys that could take the top off of defense with no
Yep.
issue. Marquise Brown will probably drop it, but he can take the top off of defense. Um, then you got D Hop, you know, all reliable man. You know, he's definitely slowed down, but he's reliable. Travis
You think?
Kelsey,
Let me pause you
the
right there
man.
real quick.
Uh,
You think that D Hop's still like trying to get used to this offense?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
It
know
just
that.
seems like D Hop's not D Hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, D Hop's never really been like a burner, you know, but like he just looks pretty dang slow.
And he doesn't
He
look like
looks,
he's getting all the looks either. Like Patrick Mahomes isn't like I mean, granted, when
which
he
is
was in
surprising.
Tennessee, he was in Tennessee, he was in Carolina. He was in Tennessee, he was in Cardinals. I mean, it seemed like that they just fed him the ball and he's not really getting that in Kansas City, which to give credit where credit's due, they've never really keyed in on a single receiver in Kansas City. They've always been very versatile and very spread the ball around, which give props to Patrick Mahomes on that. But yeah, it doesn't seem like the D Hop that I was like, oh damn, dude, they got D Hop, bro. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I mean it's been kind of up and down for the offense altogether, but I know one guy who, for some reason, whenever Travis Kelce starts getting bottled up or like they're not really getting nothing going, for some reason Noah Gray he just makes plays. Like when they need him, like he just makes plays. So he could be one of them guys that just kind of slips out. You know what I mean? And just kind of slips through the cracks while they're focused on everybody else. I mean, he could be one of those guys for the Chiefs
Yeah, no,
in this
I
game,
agree with you 100%.
because he does. Yeah, he does, man. He just, when they need him, he just will get a touchdown just randomly. You know, you're like, oh, Travis Kelce, and it's like, oh, Noah Gray. It's like, what? You
It's
know,
the other
so
white guy.
yeah, yeah, the lot slower. Yeah, but I don't know. He finds ways to make plays when they need him. So the Chiefs, I mean, obviously, anything you can get out of Kareem Hunt as far as on the ground is great. Pacheco, I can see him being on a snap count again, but yeah, Mahomes you gotta take advantage of these deep threats you got, man. Try and keep using Worthy and trying to get the ball in his hands. You know, let him use that speed and that elusiveness that he has.
Couldn't agree more, honestly. Could not agree any more myself. Now, on the defensive side, I just don't see on the defensive side this is a favorable matchup for the Chiefs. I feel like this favors the Eagles so much. Them RPOs with Jalen and Saquon. I mean, Dallas Goddard slipping the seams. AJ Brown, Devonta Toe Tap Smith. I mean, I don't see it being a favorable matchup. And the Chiefs have been giving up quite a few points and quite a few yards. So defensively, do you think they run like a more of a zone? Do you think they send a lot of heat? Do you think Spags is dialing up pressure after pressure, trying to get Jalen rattled? I mean, what do you think the key to success? Obviously, pressure on the quarterback, but who do you think the X factor for this defense is going to be Sunday?
Man, um, I could see Spags really mixing it up depending on how the game script goes. 'Cause he does, like, sometimes he'll bring heat, and other times he'll just have dudes sit back. So Spags is usually pretty good about that, which, I mean, that's why he's one of the best defense coordinators in the league. So
Absolutely, no doubt.
for me, dude, like, I think it's going to be a group effort. But I mean, obviously Chris Jones, you know, he's going to be disruptive, I would imagine. But that Eagles line is tough, man. But Chris Jones is the dude's an animal.
Horse, he is an absolute workhorse.
Leo Chenal and who's the other DN? Karlaftis.
Kalaftis, yep.
Those guys are really going to have to. Those two are going to have a lot of say in Saquon bouncing these runs to the outside. So they're going to have to be on their toes. Those are the guys that I think that really need to be the X factors for the Chiefs on defense.
Fair. That's very fair. Let me ask you this: you think Brandon Graham retires if the Eagles win a Super Bowl?
I think so. Yeah, I mean that dude, he loves football, man. But
He does.
um,
The injuries, bro. God dang.
yeah, man, he's been in the league for a long time. I remember whenever when he came out of Michigan. Um, I remember the scouting report on him was he's kind of boxy, short arms, probably not going to win much in the passing game, you know, but he always had that dog in him, you know, like he did. And he was a high pick, you know, but there was always those knocks against him because of his build, but he just always had that just the tenacity, you know what I mean?
He, like you said, he has that dog in him. He don't give up.
No, you don't, man. Yeah, I really like him. I've always liked BG.
All right. So there's the breakdown, both sides. Keys to victory in our eyes. Give me the over on this spread on these points, dude. 48. It's opened up at 50. It dropped down to 48, and it went back up to 48 and a half. So I was taking the over at 50 points. Eagles just scored 55 points 2 weeks ago. Granted, Commanders D a little bit worse than the Chiefs defense. But the Eagles have 3 home run hitters at any given time: Devonta, AJ Brown, Saquon. And then the Chiefs have the home run hitters in the stripes. They get a 60-yard pass interference, and Patrick Mahomes runs up the sideline for 15 yards for a touchdown because no one tackles him. Quick, easy points to match the 7 from the Eagles, and the game script's been leaked, dog. um, and also prop bet I'm taking is Devonta Smith first touchdown scorer. Lock that in. I don't know why. Devonta Smith, historically, I don't know if you know this or not, but historically, every time he's played the Chiefs, he's averaged over 127 yards receiving.
Damn, no, I did not know that.
So Devonta Smith be eating them cookies from the Chiefs.
Damn.
Yeah, Devonta, when it comes to playing the Chiefs, I don't know. He just shows out. So let's hope that stays the course and we keep rolling. Unfortunately, football's coming to an end, but the stream isn't going to come to an end because we're going to be covering everything in the offseason. Draft, free agents, prospects coming into the draft, the NFL Combine, you name it, we're going to cover it. Just wanted to throw that in there. Let's go over these NFL award winners from yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Starting
do it.
off, Eric Armstead, Walter Payton Award. Kudos to him. I love to see players that do so much for the community and they really they give back. I know that's the cliche term, but I mean, you're millionaires. Like, you guys talk about how shitty it was growing up. If it was so shitty, help people out. Don't let them go down the same path. It's not going to hurt your $50 million contract. I promise.
No.
Obviously, we're going to dive into the big ones, but Walter Payton Award. Hats off to Eric Armstead, and congrats on that. Coach of the Year, man. I'm not mad at it. Kevin O'Connell, they didn't even have that team in the playoffs this year, they said. No one gave them a shot when J.J. McCarthy went down. I don't know if they had a shot even if J.J. McCarthy was healthy, if the odds. I never looked at him. But what he did to have that team at, what, 14-3? Am I right on that? Yeah, because the Lions were 15-2. So 14-3 and just playing for the number 1 seed in that division and the number 1 seed in the playoffs. Bro, hats off to that. I mean, god dang. That's crazy to think that you lose your quote unquote future of your team to a season ending injury, and you have a quarterback that was damn near wrote off. He was out of the league basically, and he comes in and does what he does. Sam Darnold, hats off to you too, man. Big round of applause for the Minnesota Vikings, and I think the future is bright for that team. Any thoughts? Do you think that someone else should have won Coach of the Year, or do you like the Kevin O'Connell?
He was the guy that I wanted to win just because of what he was able to do with that team. I figured it was going to be him or Sean Payton. I was like, I think it could probably come down to those two.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, I'm not throwing shade here because he had a great year, but I mean, you had Sam Darnold, who has had rough stop after rough stop after rough stop, and you lose McCarthy, and it's like, okay, this is our guy. Like, with Sam Darnold starting, and he had a really good freaking year. Game plan suited him really well.
Very easily could have won Comeback Player of the Year.
They lost Christian Darrisaw, which was a big blow, and they went out and they said, okay, we're going to go get Cam Robinson, who is a solid offensive tackle. He is. But they went and they got him, and he filled in. He was serviceable. So, and then just that aging secondary they got. I mean, just everything they were able to do was remarkable. Like you said, nobody saw them in the position they were in. So I like the Kevin O'Connell Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I agree, man. It was incredible what he did. Keep that team's head locked in and eye on the prize. Unfortunately, they fell short, but it's very, 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 very promising for the Minnesota Vikings moving forward. Which actually leads me into the next question. What do you do with Sam Darnold? Do you try to retain him and go, hey man, like you had an awesome year. Uh, you want to come back and play for us? Um, or do you kind of wait and see with JJ if he is going to be 100%, and you just kind of let because Sam Darnold's going to get paid. Let's just be honest, he's going to get paid. Um, hopefully not by Pittsburgh, but he's going to get paid. Um, but do you kind of play it by the injury status of JJ, or do you try and retain him on a little bit cheaper, and you know what he's capable of in your offense? So, I mean, what do you do if you're the coaching staff or GM, however you want to look at it, for that Vikings team?
Well, I know that I think it's more coach speak than anything. But Kevin O'Connell said that Darnold's going to be a huge part of um, like trying to get a championship, like future wise. But I think it's more like a you know if we can get him back type of thing.
Okay.
But I think it's contingent off of McCarthy's injury too. I mean, because Daniel Jones is a free agent too, I believe. So there goes both those guys. So do you pay the money and bring Sam back? But then it's like, how much you got to pay him? How many years is it? Like he kind of fell off in the playoffs, which I'm not going to sit there and nitpick that because he had a great, regular season. But I mean, it's a lot to take into account, man. There's a lot of teams out there looking for quarterbacks, and he might price himself out of there. A team like the Raiders, they might try and throw the damn house at him. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That one's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what happens with Sam.
Now, I don't know, bro. I mean, Sam Darnold obviously wants that money. Let's just keep it real. The dude came into the league with high praises, high hopes, high whatever, and didn't live up to what everyone thought he was going to do. And then he has this resurgence in Minnesota and goes absolutely bonkers. Um, Part of me wishes he would go back because I think it could benefit JJ McCarthy a lot, especially if JJ sits for a little bit. Maybe sits for another year. But I just like you said it best. I think he's going to price himself out because I mean, let's be honest. He's going to demand. He's going to command a lot of money. I mean, that's just facts.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's gonna be looking for a lot of money, and the Vikings, despite having a really good year, they got some free agents coming up, man. Cam Bynum's a free agent. I think Josh Metellus is also a free agent. They're two safeties, so young safeties. Harrison Smith may retire. He hasn't made his decision yet. So
One of them.
they're going to
Put
have
your all
to add
eggs in
some
one
pieces.
basket. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're going to have to add some pieces. And Cam Bynum played well, so he's gonna want some decent money. And Josh Metellus also played well, so he's going to want some decent money. So they're gonna have to spend some money as is, and Aaron Jones is a free agent, so they need a running back. If they don't elect to resign him, so the Vikings got a lot of things that they got to fix. That's secondary, the cornerback position. It's been a problem for them for shit since Xavier Rhodes, it seems like. So they're gonna have to spend some money, man. So I don't know if they're gonna be able to bring Sam back or not.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. All right, moving on to the defensive player of the year, the one that we, after a little deliberation and talking and bouncing names back and forth, we both agreed that PS2, the ultimate winner, was the most deserving of that award. What a year by Patrick Surtain, bro! The receivers he locked down the yards that they didn't gain. Yeah, he didn't have 12 interceptions. He didn't have crazy forced fumbles, nothing like that. But it's the yards that receivers, these star-studded receivers, didn't gain. Is I think ultimately what gave him the nod as a defensive play of the year. I know you're happy with that, but it's a it's good to see PS2 playing at the level that he did, and hopefully he can continue it. Any thoughts on PS2 winning that award?
I'm just happy for Pat, man. Us both being Alabama fans, I mean, kind of seeing him go from, I mean, coming out of high school, like he was already that dude, and then he gets to Bama, and he's that dude, and then
He
coming
was
to the league,
special.
yeah, like you're like, man, is he gonna fall off like D Milliner? Like, I don't think so. You know, something about Pat Surtain, he's just special, and man, he's shown it. You know, people are like, oh, I don't like his long speed. I don't know if he blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, that dude, his technique is fantastic. He's special. So yeah, I'm just happy for Pat Surtain. He deserved it. It's nice to see a shutdown corner actually get the reward, just because like their stats may not always. I mean, he had 4 picks. You know what I mean? 11 passes defended, but a lot of times they look for like, oh, this guy had 8 picks, and it's like, yeah, but he was kind of a liability, you know, or whatever. So it's nice to see Pat Surtain get it. Nice to see a shutdown corner actually get the Defense Player of the Year.
Same with the Broncos. Is that Miles Garrett's potential new home?
Shit, it might be. I mean, they said the Rams are. I mean, the Rams. Jesus, the Browns are um, currently not shopping him. Like they're reluctant to shop him, and I'm like, hear me out, okay? I love Miles Garrett. I really do. But if you're the Browns, you don't have shit. You traded the farm for a quarterback that doesn't play. You paid this dude a fully guaranteed contract. You screwed up the entire league. Like, Miles doesn't want to be there. And quite honestly, you guys need picks. So
Yeah.
it makes the most sense. You're in a full rebuild. You have no quarterback. Nick Chubb's a free agent. He hasn't looked the same since he got hurt. Mari Cooper's gone. You got Jerry Jeudy, who hadn't really done much until this past year, which I love Jeudy, but it is what it is. I'm just being honest. And Joku's always hurt. Offensive line isn't as great as it used to be. Defense is up and down. You know, like I think it's time to bite the bullet. Miles is in his prime, so this is the time to bite the bullet. Trade him for a shit ton of picks, as many
Yeah,
picks as you can get, and start
absolutely.
rebuilding this team.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric, he said, honestly, I feel Darnold should have gotten comeback player of the year. Yeah, I mean, Eric, we literally rated at the start of the segment. We said the same thing. I, I, I think, me personally, I think that he should have gotten that comeback player of the year. I mean, the dude went from being written off and damn near out of the league to leading a team to a 14-3 record, damn near first in his division, damn near first in the playoff standings. Fell short. And Joe Burrow, I mean, yeah, he got hurt, so maybe that's why he got the nod. Sam Darnold was in the league. He just was shit. He wasn't hurt. He was just ass. But I agree with you 100% on that, Eric. I think me and Steven talked about it already. Also, I mean, I think he definitely should have won comeback play of the year, and unfortunately, he didn't. But I hope Sam Darnold goes wherever he's going to go, or stays in Minnesota and shows out again. I really do. Thanks for the comment, man. I really appreciate it. But the Miles Garrett thing, Steven, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. You have this one piece, and it's a very big piece, especially to certain teams that need an edge rusher, or they're like that edge rusher way to make their defense to the next level that propels them to potentially the next step into the playoffs or deep run into the playoffs, whatever it may be. And you have one piece um, that you can get the farm for that could really assist and help your team in the rebuild that you're in. I mean, you guys need quarterbacks, you need running backs, you need receivers, you need. I mean, the list just goes on top to bottom. you guys need a lot. My fear, I think it might, not really a fear, but I think if they do shop Miles, it's gonna start the snowball effect. I think you're gonna see Denzel be like, "Yo, get me the hell out of here, please." And now they're trading him, which I don't think is a terrible thing. You can load up with them two players. You could have an ass load of picks over the course of the next 2-3 years, and including this year. Um, but time will tell. And like you said, they're you've seen that they're not actively shopping him. Which, I mean, why not actively shop him and see what the value is and where you're getting offers? Because let's be honest, what Miles, I'm a Miles Garrett guy. I love Miles Garrett, even though I'm a Steelers fan and I'm a TJ Watt guy. But Miles may be like, dog, I ain't playing until you trade me. We might have another. Who was it to the Jets?
Oh, Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, we might have another Hassan Reddick, where you don't see Miles Garrett play till week 10. So
I'm gonna keep it real too. I mean, the Browns have the same problem as the frickin' Cowboys. Your damn owner's a jackass, Jimmy
yeah,
Haslam, and your
yep,
frickin' GM, Andrew Berry, he's a jackass too. So you need to get competent people in there running this damn team because this team has been a pile of shit for years. I mean, decades.
I
This
was
team
gonna
has been
say
a pile of shit.
decades.
I mean, it's sad, dude. Like it is. It's sad. It's like they don't. They get a coaching regime in and they get them out. They get another coaching regime and they kick them out. And it's like you can't build a damn team like that. And you get these incompetent assholes that are running the show. And every year the Browns suck. Every freaking year, dude. I mean, you have Nick Chubb, who's one of those dogs. I mean, before the injury, you know, like then you get Miles Garrett. It's like the Lions with Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders and all. You know, it's just like you're wasting these guys' careers, you're wasting their time. Like, you get your
Yeah,
picks, and you got to start hitting on these picks, dude, because like Browns fans are sick of it.
and I mean, can you blame them? Honestly,
No, they're so used to it. Like they are, they're used to it.
I mean, you can honestly, you can't blame the Browns for being like, bro, like again, like really again, it's just repetition over and over and over. And granted, as a Steeler fan, like I'm sick and tired of being mediocre and just being okay with it. But at the same time, like we don't suck. Like I want us to suck for a year so we can get that top pick, but it's just not going to happen with mediocre Mike at the dome. It's just what it is. I mean, it sucks, but
Yeah, you have to get pretty damn lucky to get a quarterback at the ass end of the draft. I mean, we got lucky, but I mean, hell, dude,
trade
it's
back in to get that quarterback also.
yeah. And then they traded the damn farm for Deshaun Watson, and we didn't like the trade to begin with just because of all the stuff going on with that, but also him not playing for as long as he didn't. And it's just like then he has his Achilles, he tears his Achilles, and then he tears his Achilles again. It's like, dude, I don't. The Achilles thing's obviously out of their control, but
Right. Yeah.
Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam are over top of that whole frickin' deal. So
What's that
I
go to
don't know.
say? What does it go to say? Like, I mean, you said it perfectly. The joke of a GM, just everything. It's frustrating to say the least. Uh, I could only imagine being a Browns fan. Kez, you're 100% right. I agree with that comment. I like that comment actually. He said Stingley is close, but Sertan is still CB1 at the moment. You're 100% right. I love that take. That take is awesome because Stingley, I don't think gets the recognition that he deserves, and that dude has been. I mean, he's just step forward, step forward, step forward. He is just continuing to get better, and I don't think Steven would disagree with that comment either.
Oh no, you're talking to a you're talking to a Derek Stingley fan. I was pounding the table for Derek Stingley when he was coming out of LSU. Um, Derek Stingley's a beast, man. You know, he had some injuries here and there, and had people a little scared off, but you're seeing it now. I mean, the dude's ultra talented.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Kez.
I don't think it's hard to argue that he's probably the second best cornerback in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it. You can mix match. I think you're looking at PS2, Sauce Gardner, and Kez, but I think Sauce took a step back because of the injuries this year, and he kind of slowed him down, obviously being injured. But I think that's where your step back is. And Kez, you're right. Kez said Stingley earned his respect this year, and he won't get targeted as much next year. I agree. I agree 100%. I mean, some of them interceptions this year that Stingley had, the moves the plays that he made on the ball when he looked completely out of position were just nuts.
Dude, he's special, man. He has everything. He has size, he has speed, he has everything. And I'll tell you what, Kamari Lassiter, the corner they drafted last year out of Georgia, man,
Whew.
he's another one, dude. You know, we had our eye on him and in the draft last year, and you know, we thought that he was going to be really good. He ended up dropping to the second round, I think it was. I think it was the second round. He
Yeah, I
ended up
think you're right.
dropping, and he played really well too. He had a little up and down. He had some injuries of his own, but I think the future's bright with those two. I really do.
Couldn't agree more. All right, let's move right on in to Saquon Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year. Well deserved. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. Saquon was on a mission this year, but I do want to say this, and I love Saquon. I hate Penn State, but I love Saquon. Derrick Henry had 80 less yards on, I forget the touches. Don't quote me on this, but it was like 70 less touches and more touchdowns. But I think it's in Saquon's contract. He has to go down to the one for the tush push. So I don't count the touchdowns. um, so Derrick Henry had that monumental season as well. There's no discredit to D Hen. He should have been in talks for Offensive Player of the Year. Lamar Jackson should have been talks with it. Joe Burr should have been in talks with it. Ultimately, Saquon got it, and there's no doubt in my mind that he deserved it. I don't throw any shade. I don't think that it was the wrong call by any stretch of the means. I've pretty much agreed with every MVP, top to bottom, all the awards. I pretty much agreed with. The MVP is very debatable. Me and Steven were in a debate for like 6 hours today. And we learned that we know nothing about football. We learned that receiver separation percentage is what is graded for your receivers to be the best receiver in the league. Sorry, Jamar Chase. Rashard Bateman's better than you. That's just what it is. Thoughts on Saquon winning this award?
um, I love it, man. I do. I'm happy for
Yeah.
Saquon. Um, he absolutely deserves it. When like I knew he was going to win it. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to get the MVP, unfortunately, because it's primarily a quarterback award. You know, which we've talked about on here before. But there was always a Saquon was going to win it, and he absolutely deserves it. One thing I will say though, it was really nice. It was kind of like a little blast from the past, dude, with all the good running backs we had this year. Seeing the rushing yards pile up and everything,
Yeah.
that was exciting. Seemed like the running back was starting to get phased out, and Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry and them they led the charge and brought the running back. So that was exciting. But yeah, I'm happy for Saquon, man. He deserves it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong on that. So Derrick Henry had 80 less yards on 20 less attempts. You give Derrick Henry the ball 20 times, pretty sure he gonna get them 80. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know. Yeah, dude is he's a monster, man. I love him. I'm glad we got him.
Um, who we got next? Who we got next? Oh yeah, yeah, big dog, Defensive Player of the Year, Jared Verse. Dude, I love this. I love, dude. Jared Verse had a hell of a season,
Yes, he did.
and you know, a lot of people are pounding the table saying Chop Robinson. Dude, Chop had a good year, no doubt. I'm not discrediting Chop, but what Jared Verse was doing this year, I mean, bro, Jared Verse looked amazing, and he's gonna be a force in this league. Um, the Rams, obviously, we all know Aaron Donald, absolute dog, first ballot Hall of Famer in my eyes. But bro, they got a piece. They got a piece with Jared Verse, Brandon Fisk. Jared Jared Verse was just, dude. He was a wrecking ball out there. Did you agree with the Jared Verse Defense Player of the Year winning?
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, I agree with it. I do. I think that um I think there's a couple guys that had the claim for it as well that could have I would have made an argument for um Quinion being one of them and
Quinion, yeah.
Braden Fisk. Um but at the end of the day, man, you can't go wrong with the man. I mean, Jared Verse had a great year. Coming out of college, man, he's a high motor lunch pail guy, and he's a gym rat. You know what I mean? So he just runs right through you, but he just hustles every game. He doesn't give up on the play. Like he's talented, man. The fact that the Rams got him and Braden Fisk is pretty impressive in the same draft.
Disgusting.
But good on him, man. You got
Disgusting.
freaking Rams, dude. They just keep coming back. They just keep coming
Mister,
back,
we
man.
have 0 picks for 15 years. Let us go get Jared Verse and Brandon Fisk.
Yeah, man. Like it's awesome. Good for the Rams, man. And good for Jared Verse, man. Like I said, those three guys were all deserving of it. I don't think you could have went wrong with any of them.
Quinion is, I think, more of a topic than Jared Verse is. Obvious, just the year that Quinion had. But yeah, I don't think they got it wrong with that.
No, I'm not going to complain about it with Verse getting it.
Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow. I mean, we actually just talked about it. I think it could have went to Sam Darnold. I would have loved to see Sam Darnold get it, but I get Joe Burrow was hurt last year, came back and went absolutely bananas, and team was still dog shit because he had no defense. Uh, there's not much to really say on the comeback player of the year with Joe Burrow. I don't think that he was super excited to win that. He would have rather have been playing in the playoffs or winning a different award. But I think Joe Burrow's ready to get back to and doing what he does. And next year, sky's the limit once again with him and Jamar Chase. And the big question is T. Higgins. Is he going to have T. Higgins to throw the ball to next year? Time will tell. And I mean, that's all I got to say on Joey, Cool Joe out here. Any comments, concerns, questions?
No, I'm happy for Joe. I mean, they I think it was one of those deals where they had to give him something. You know what I mean? So they gave him the comeback player of the year. But another guy that I wish that he would have finished the year a little stronger was my boy J.K. Dobbins, just because all the injuries and all the setbacks that he's had. It was tough seeing him in Baltimore because when he was on the field, man, he was outstanding. Like it was just getting him on the field, and I mean it's just serious injury after serious injury after serious injury, and it was hard to watch, man. And he went to the Chargers, and he put himself a solid year together.
He started out on fire.
He did, man. He was a man possessed, um, but I'm happy for Joe. The candidates, him, J.K., Sam, they're all deserving.
The young boy, young dog, cool, calm, and collected. Offensive rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels. What a year this dude had. Led the Commanders from the pits and the shadows of hell to an NFC championship.
Yeah.
Bro, Jaden Jaden could be the next big thing, dude. And we talked about it before. I don't see a second year slump with Jaden like we did with CJ. I just don't. Um there's I don't even know. I don't even have words for Jaden. Jaden looked so poised. He looked amazing. He just everything he did looked flawless. Um, bro, it was awesome to see. It was awesome to watch. It was fun football to watch. I think he set the rookie record for rushing for quarterbacks, if I'm not mistaken. Just all the times the Commanders were down in games, and he'd put that game-winning drive together like he was this veteran. But bro, hats off to the Commanders drafting Jaden, and hats off to the Commanders for doing what they did. I would love to see the Commanders continue a little run and be competitive. There's nothing better than competitive football, and it sucks to watch some of these teams that are just atrocious, and you're just like, well, I'm not watching that game today.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of messed up. Like Jaden had such a great year, like such a historic year that like Brock Bowers, who, I mean, he's the only
Another
thing the Raiders
historic
have.
year.
He's yeah, another historic year, like an amazing, incredible year. He was uncoverable. He was everything that he came out as advertised from Georgia. I mean, the dude is just a monster, and you line him up in the slot, you can line him up normal in line, you can line him up as a receiver, out wide. You can do whatever you want with him. He's just that damn good. And then obviously Bo Nix. Bo Nix had a great year, man.
Yeah.
Broncos are another team where everybody was kind of like, well, you got Bo Nix, like let's see what they do. And man, they exceeded expectations, man. He played really well. So, Jaden Daniels, hats off to him, man. Dude had a amazing year. Amazing year, like you said. He brought them out of the pits of hell, dude. And nobody was talking about Washington. Nobody gave a shit about Washington, the Commanders. Like nobody gave a shit. And Jaden Daniels changed that, man. So hats off to him.
And I want to give a shout out to Malik Neighbors. He had an amazing year as well,
Yeah.
especially in that shit show of an organization that the Giants got going on, especially at the quarterback position. Um, over 1,000 yards, over 100 catches as a rookie. But I just want to put this into perspective. Brock Bowers had 112 catches this year. 112.
He's unbelievable.
That's third in the league behind Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know how incredible that is?
For a rookie tight
A
end
rookie tight
with,
end.
with
That,
Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell throwing the ball.
I mean, think about that.
There's no receivers taking pressure off of him.
Yeah, right.
Like
There's running backs, like they're running play
no,
action.
nope. It was just Brock Bowers just being just better than everyone else. Everyone he was matched up against. I mean, that's all that was. I mean, that is pure domination. Whenever you're the only guy in that offense, that I mean, I'm trying to think. Like even like Devontae wasn't having a great year by any stretch.
No,
So
no, and he wasn't. He didn't play every game in with the Raiders. He was hurt.
yeah, I remember when he got drafted when Bowers got drafted by the Raiders. I was like, oh damn it,
There goes a
I was like,
waste.
why do
There
you?
goes a waste.
Oh, dude, I was like, oh, son of a bitch, why is he going to the Raiders? And I mean, he was, I don't know, he was a diamond in the rough, man. That's for damn sure. But yeah, back to the Malik Neighbors too. Another another incredible year, man, for a young rookie receiver with not much around him, nothing really throwing the ball. Um, I remember last year going into the draft, we were like, well, who do you like the most? I'm like, man, I think that him and Harrison are 1A and 1B. I
Yeah.
can't think of a one. You know, I can't think of a one because they're both so talented in their own way. So Yeah, hats off to all those guys, man. They're having phenomenal rookie years.
And not a rookie, but I got to give him props, dude. Because we're talking about a complete, I don't even know what the word, abomination of a team that started out hot and was absolutely horrendous. Dude, the the year that Trey McBride had, 111 catches, 1,100 yards. I mean, this man put the hell of a season. Top 4 in receptions, 2 tight ends.
Yeah, and he flew under the radar too, man. He
Yeah,
really did. He flew under the
he wasn't
radar.
scoring
Just for the
touchdowns. That's
Cardinals.
why.
Oh, it's the Cardinals. Yeah, it's the freaking Cardinals.
Oh, the Cardinals. The Cardinals. Yeah, man. I mean, there was a lot of the rookies this year just seem to have shown out. I mean, they really did. They just the rookies. Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't have that explosion year that everyone was anticipating, but just wait. Dude, that kid is so talented, bro. Just wait. Just wait. As long as Kyler Murray doesn't play Call of Duty and actually decides that and realizes that it is his job to get the football to him, just wait and see. He's gonna be he's special. He's generational talent, and we've seen flashes of it this year.
Yes, we did.
All right, we're not gonna cover like the random ass NFL award winners. So like the air player, the ground player, I don't get it. But MVP, Josh Allen. Hell of a season by Josh Allen. We're not going to debate this again because, like I said earlier, we debated this for like 6 hours today while I was at work with people that we learned stuff from. Like receiver percentage, separation percentage is the most key factor for receivers in the league. Didn't know that, but hey, we know it now, Steven. That's all I know. We learned a bit of information today. Um, but hey, Steven, you said it on your. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. I want you to take over for Josh Allen win MVP.
Okay, so this is coming from a Ravens fan. I wasn't mad about it. I wasn't. I think that realistically, there was 4 people who had at least an argument to be MVP,
Sean
and that was Rashad Bateman. No, it was Joe Burrow, uh, Saquon Barkley, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. So obviously, to me, the 2 guys up at the top of that list, just primarily because of their position and whatnot, but it's Josh Allen and Lamar, But any of those 4 guys at least had somewhat of an argument to win.
Yes.
Um,
And let me stop you right there. Whoever voted Lamar Jackson for 4th should have their vote removed. It shouldn't even be allowed. They should not be allowed to vote. But go ahead.
no, it's probably the guy that out of the 50 votes that Jaden Daniels got, he voted Brock Bowers. It's probably the same dude. So we got an argument with the guy. I'm not going to get into it too much, but like just one thing that I don't understand is and I asked Brandon this: why can't they both be great? Why can't Josh Allen be great, and why can't Lamar Jackson be great? And they both had phenomenal years, and one of them won. There can't be 2 winners. I mean, there can be, and we know McNair and Peyton split
Yeah.
it, the co-MVP thing, but that never happens, right? Not in the modern day. Like, that doesn't happen. So, anyway, what is wrong with saying Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback? Josh Allen's a great quarterback. They both had phenomenal seasons. Josh Allen won. I don't see why there's an issue. It's like that in every facet of sports. We talked about it earlier with LeBron and Jordan. I can't stand LeBron, but he's arguably the greatest of all time, without a doubt. So people just can't objectively look at things, and it pisses me off. So the other thing is I know that Lamar had like better-ish stats. Allen had more rushing touchdowns and all this other stuff, but this stigma that Josh Allen has nobody. He has nothing. It's just Josh Allen and a football out there. You know what I mean? It's just Josh Allen and a football. I
and
know
11 defenders.
I know that Bills fans are you're new to the game. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of like, a couple years ago, 12th man, Duval, and here you are in Buffalo, right? It's cold, So like I get it. You don't really know what the hell's going on. I'm gonna slip up. But the reality is Lamar hasn't beat running back wise. But Dalvin Cook isn't no. I mean Dalvin Cook. I keep calling him Dalvin Cook. God dang it! It's his brother, James Cook. James Cook is not a slouch. He's a really good running back. He's great receiving out of the backfield. There's nothing wrong with James Cook. He has a solid offensive line. The Ravens have a solid offensive line. Yeah. Ravens have a Pro Bowl tight end. Kincaid is ascending. Like, people need to shut the hell up about this Mark Andrews Kincaid thing. Kincaid is ascending. Just second year in the league. Like, give the dude a break. I guarantee you next year he's going to be top 3 to 5.
But Mark Andrews is future Hall of Famer, bro.
That was another thing somebody said. But you got Dawson Knox, you got Likely, you got Amari Cooper, you got Shakir, you got Keon Coleman. I know they had their injuries. Amari came in late, washed up apparently. He's old apparently, according to this guy. But the Ravens have Zay Flowers and we have Bateman and stuff. Like, to me, they're pretty even. I don't see, like I said, Derrick Henry's kind of the outlier.
Yes, 100%.
But don't act like Josh Allen doesn't have dick. Don't act like Josh Allen is it's just him and a football out there, and he's just running and throwing it and catching it. Like
him a football and 11 defenders, dog. I
know the underdog story is like a cool thing, and like everybody wants to be considered the underdog. But I'm here to tell you, Buffalo, you're not. You guys, you weren't there for the J.P. Lossman, Trent Edwards. You weren't there. I know y'all weren't because I read the comments. You guys don't know what an underdog is. You guys know who Jim Kelly is, Thurman Thomas, Andre, like Bruce Smith.
Half these fans think that Von Miller got drafted to the Bills.
They probably do. He was drafted by the Broncos, in case y'all didn't know. Dude, that's bullshit. There's no way. I'm freaking... It's insane, man.
That was
it's
cold.
So frustrating.
I don't give myself props much, but goddamn, that was good. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine, man. It's just frustrating because it's like Lamar gets so much shit, and I don't understand why. And like everybody,
he's a mobile quarterback. That's why.
That's what I'm saying though. So is Josh frickin' Allen. Like,
yep.
He's also a mobile quarterback. He's very good on the run, and I like Josh Allen. I really freaking do.
Hold on. This dude just joined the stream. His name's the best Madden player. I highly doubt that, bro.
Oh shit.
Go ahead. Sorry. I just seen his
name.
Yeah,
we got that caught me off guard.
Yeah, it caught me off guard.
We got freaking Henry in here.
Yeah. Well, I know damn well Henry isn't named the best Madden player ever.
But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I got on it, man. All those guys had great years, and I'm not upset that Josh Allen won. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm glad that he won because I'm so sick of the Bills fans pissing and moaning in the comment sections everywhere, just saying like, "Oh, he should have won last year," which he shouldn't have, and everybody's just bitching about it. The dude threw 18 picks last year.
Yeah,
should he have won it this year? Yeah, he should have, and he did.
Yeah, and he did. Absolutely. Braylon, do we think that Shedeur Sanders is going in the first round? 1,000%. There's no doubt in my mind that Shedeur is going in the first round.
Yeah, Shedeur is going too.
Jackson Dart might go in the first round.
I can see that after what he put together at the Senior Bowl.
Someone might reach on him.
He has potential, man. I mean, he does. I just think that a lot of these guys, I think it would benefit them to sit for a minute.
Oh, Braylon, bro. Oh, damn. Braylon said Bills can keep chasing MVPs while the Chiefs are getting Super Bowls. 31-28 Chiefs. Damn, bro.
Get him out.
I respect it. I respect that you're a Chiefs fan. I ain't mad at it. Name me 3 Chiefs players pre Travis Kelsey, Patrick Mahomes, and Tyreek Hill.
And don't you dare say Derek Thomas.
I'll wait. I'll wait for you to see if you can give me 3. Or Priest Holmes.
Who is arguably the best guard in NFL history that played for the Chiefs?
I'm not mad at his comment, actually. I actually like that. That's solid. Okay.
Who do you got?
You got Trent Green,
Huh?
Jamal Charles, and Eric Berry. I like that. Okay.
Man, I love Eric Berry, dude.
I respect it. I respect it.
I love Eric Berry.
Braylon, you got our respect.
Jamal was cold too, man.
Jamal
was awesome.
So nasty.
Does he still have the most average per rush? Does he still have that record?
Yeah, I think he still holds that record.
That's amazing, dude.
That's
Jamal
nuts
Charles
to
was
think
great.
about. All right, so actually, you know what? Let's backtrack a little bit. We're gonna talk about your Chiefs, Braylon. So if you stick around, you're gonna hear some good debate right here. And Stephen may not even debate it; he may agree with it. So I was sitting at work today, and I'm thinking with Patrick Mahomes, obviously chasing. Patrick Mahomes is arguably top 5 quarterback all time right now, in my eyes. I think.
Which is crazy to think, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy to think that. But think about this. We're in a league now that pretty much every year the quarterbacks win the MVP. And I mean, granted, MVPs primarily go to quarterbacks on a regular basis. But back with Tom Brady, think about this. Does Patrick Mahomes, if he wins this 3rd Super Bowl, hear me out. If he wins this 3rd Super Bowl Sunday, can we put Patrick Mahomes as the great, especially, this is a big if Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, just these quarterbacks keep winning MVPs and he keeps winning Super Bowls? Like, think of the juggernaut MVPs that Patrick Mahomes has to go through every single year, and then he goes and wins the Super Bowl. Do you think that gives him the nod over Tom Brady?
If he wins this one?
Yeah, we'll say this one. Or maybe one more. Because he is going against all these MVP winning quarterbacks. You see where I'm going with this, though? It's like he goes through this juggernaut gauntlet of MVP winners. He's not winning the MVP, but he's going through these MVP winners and then winning a Super Bowl. Do you think that gives him an edge over Tom Brady?
I don't think if he wins this one, but if he wins the next one, I think that you have to talk about it.
You see where my mind was going, though, just because of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Like, if they don't win Super Bowls and they just win MVPs and he continues to win, I mean, I don't think he'll ever catch Tom, but I mean, if the Zebras are helping him, he might catch Tom with Super Bowl wins. But
Tom got a couple asterisks next to his Super Bowls as well. So I mean,
yeah, exactly, absolutely.
I mean, let's call a spade here. The Patriots were the Patriots.
They started
were
this
what
shit.
The Chiefs are now.
Patriots started this shit.
They did. Yeah, they did. It's like when freaking LeBron teamed up with the Heat and started the super team bullshit. Yeah, it's. You know what I've noticed? You know, there's one thing, one parallel that I've noticed with the Chiefs and the Patriots. You know what that is?
What's that?
Their divisions are dog shit.
You're not wrong. They
Like
are
I know
ass.
they got the Chargers, but the Chargers are they're usually on injured reserve by like week 12, you know.
True.
But they're freaking like their division sucks. Like in the freaking Patriots, their
And
division
now,
sucks. That's right, Bills
yeah,
fans. Believe it or not, at one point in time, like
your
years
team
ago in a
sucked.
land far away,
Your team
you guys didn't have
sucked.
Josh Allen.
No, it's just a little thought I had today at work, and him talking about the Chiefs really made me think about. I was like, I knew there was something I wanted to talk to you about, and I wanted to ask you that because I feel that, I mean, that could give him an edge as long as he wins 4. He has to win 4.
Because Tom's got what, 7?
Yeah.
Shit, Patrick Mahomes might have to win 2 more. Might have to get 5. 7 is just hard to even like
It sounds like a
fathom.
video game. Sounds like a video
It does.
game.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up too. So the Patriots, man, you know, like one person that just gets, to me anyway, just gets unnecessarily just beaten is Bill Belichick. Like people call him like the biggest fraud in NFL history and all this other shit. And I'm like, if you really think about it, when me and you were talking that off season, we're like, where the hell is Tom Brady gonna go? And I was like, dude, the Bucks, because that's all they need. They just need a
They just need a
quarterback.
quarterback. Yep.
They got Mike Evans. They got prime Mike Evans, prime Godwin. Like he takes Gronk with him, you know. Like
Leonard Fournette comes in.
Leonard Fournette, old Lombardi Lenny, old Diddy Lenny. He comes in. You know what I mean? And they got they got prime Devin White. Like whenever he was actually good for whatever reason. Like they had a squad, and they get Tom.
Lavonte
You
David.
know, the prime Levante, freaking Antoine Winfield just got drafted. They had Sean Murphy
Carlton
Bunting, Jamel
Davis.
Dean, Carlton Davis. You know what I mean? Like,
The nastiest receiver or cornerback trio in the league, and for some reason, all 3 of them, other than Carlton Davis, or 2 of them, haven't done shit. I don't get it.
I don't either. And they're saying that Carlton Davis is linked to the Steelers, so you better get used to pass interference with that team because goddamn, if they get Hitman Joey Porter Jr. back
It's
there,
a
these
wrap.
guys would be.
It's a wrap, dude.
No,
They
I'm
might as well put
playing.
the ball. They might as well put the ball on the 1-yard line.
But Belichick gets so much shit. Like you just lost your franchise quarterback, you know, and your team is starting to head in the direction of a rebuild. And he just gets nuked on by fans, and I'm just like, dude, like he just lost Tom Brady, you know?
The greatest of
And
all
Tom
time.
Brady just went to a team that's cock locked and ready to rock. The only thing holding back Tampa at that time was Jameis Winston. And I love Jameis, but that was whenever he went like 30 for 30. So I'm just saying. Just want to give a shout out to old Belly if he's listening. Send me an autographed hoodie.
I do not golf. Yeah, we know Jamal Charles has been retired for a minute. Eric Berry will be huge though. I don't know if I understand what you're saying. You one of them dudes on Facebook? Here we go again.
I'm confused. I love Eric
uh,
Berry.
yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what he's. I don't know. Elaborate on what you're saying. We know that Jamal Charles. You missed the question. That's why he listed those 3 people. I asked him to name 3 Chiefs fans, excluding X, Y, and Z, and those are the 3 that he named, or Chiefs players.
This is a
Sorry.
different dude.
Yeah, this is a different
Oh,
guy.
yeah, we're just messing with him about pre-Patrick Mahomes players.
Yeah, I do not golf. Joined in and must have seen the comment, and he's saying like, "Hey, he's been retired." Like, I don't know. That's what I'm picking up.
Oh, he's late to the party. Yeah.
Yeah, a little late, dog, a little late. Covered the MVP. Last but not least, I just want to give a shout out just because I grew up in a military family. The military means a lot to me. I have a really good friend that's in the military. George Kittle winning the award, Salute to Service award. George Kittle's awesome, man. He's awesome. He don't care. He's always himself, and the dude loves the United States of America. Um, so hats off to him winning that award. Couldn't have gone to a better person. And thank you to all the service members. If any of them are listening, thank you for your service. We greatly appreciate it, man. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to sit here and bullshit about football, make fun of people on Facebook, and learn new knowledge that is worthless knowledge, and literally bullshit about football 24/7 like we always do. So thank you. Anything you want to say about this?
Yeah, we texted about that last night whenever he did it. I thought that was really cool because everybody, everybody does. I want to thank God and all that other stuff, and that's
Yep.
cool. That if you're religious, man, I don't have any, ill will towards you or
Yep.
whatever. I'm cool with it. But yeah, nobody ever thanks the troops or like remembers the troops, man. So hearing George Kittle giving them a quick shout out and stuff, and just being George Kittle, being wholesome. I'll be honest, for a minute, like I didn't understand the dude. I was like, man, this dude's a douche. Like
Yeah.
I didn't like
Yep.
him at first.
Out the gate.
And then
Yeah, same.
and then I got to like see him and like hear him in interviews and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, so he's actually like he's a cool dude. He's a good dude. Like I was like, this dude, he's always talking shit, but he's just having fun, And
Loves the
it was
game.
misinterpreted by me. But I love George Kittle now, so yeah, hats off to him and hats off to the men and women that are in the service that are, keeping us from keeping us able to do this type of shit where, like Brandon said, we're just sitting here shooting the shit about football for an hour and a half. So thank you all.
So you obviously don't see what I'm doing on stream. You're not watching it. You're just shooting the shit with me. But throughout the entire process of going through the people that won the awards, I was actually putting a picture of them up on the stream. So PS2, George Kittle, Josh Allen, Saquon, blah blah blah. I thought it was a nice little touch of who we're talking about, and I just sitting here and I keep looking at this comment of from I do not golf, and I'm pretty sure that he's in the same realm as the guy that we were arguing with on Facebook today. With his comment of Eric Berry will be huge though, because I put two and two together. He's saying Jamal Charles has been retired for a minute. Eric Berry will be huge though, like meaning he's going to be great, bro.
Eric Berry's been retired too, buddy.
Eric Berry's been retired too, homie. Like
Freaking cancer, man.
I hope you're not a Bills fan or a Lions fan, because if you are, judging by this comment, you just became a fan of these two teams, and you were probably a Jaguars fan a couple years ago, running around your house screaming Duval. And judging by the picture I'm looking at, you probably said it like their new head coach did.
Duval. That was the secondhand embarrassment I got from that was just made me so uncomfortable.
Duval.
Duval. I'm like, oh, dude. He deserved every bit of. He got flamed, and he deserved
cooked.
every bit of it. He deserved every damn bit of it, dude.
I do not golf. Please don't report us. I'm just joking with you. It's just banter. I'm not being serious. Or am I?
Okay. I thought that you were saying. I thought that he asked you if you golfed, and you said I do not golf. And I was like,
no,
why
that's
he,
his
what,
name.
like, what the? Yeah, I was like, why is he asking if he golfs? And then he brought up Jamal Charles and Eric Berry, and I was like, what has happened? I was so confused. I was like, my fat ass don't golf.
I'm still confused, but putting two and two together, that's kind of what I'm picking up of what he's saying, is that he has no clue what players at all, and he just became a Chiefs fan this year, or 2 years ago, whenever they started winning Super Bowls. No, but this has been an awesome podcast. Everyone that's chimed in, all the viewers, all the followers. Thank you, everyone. We hit 59,000 likes the stream. So thank you, everyone, for beating the hell out of that screen. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Steven, any closing thoughts?
Real quick, man, I just want to touch on the Hall of Fame real quick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I just want to touch on
good
the Hall of
call.
Fame real
Good
quick.
call.
Um, Small class. Um, I thought there'd be a couple more. I know that they can change with the amount, and I've always one of those people that like I don't want the Hall of Fame to get like overly saturated because it's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of very very good. Um,
I
Antonio
think
Gates.
that's why it was. I think that's why it was only for this year because it is getting saturated. If I'm being completely honest.
Probably, yeah. I mean, probably because like Hall of Fame is like that is like the pinnacle. I mean, and no disrespect to anybody that's in the Hall of Fame except for maybe Joe Namath, but like no disrespect to any of those guys. But he was ahead of his time. Okay, like I know it was the era. I know, and I'm always the one to preach eras. I get it, but anyway. I do get it, not wanting to oversaturate it, and then inducting 10 people in one go, and then it's like the following year you're like, oh shit. So I do get it. I wasn't too mad at the picks. Love the Antonio Gates one. He's my favorite tight end. Watched him growing up with with Rivers and Vincent Jackson and LT and them. Man, he was just special. And to think he was an undrafted free agent basketball player at Kent State. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty crazy to make it to the NFL and then eventually make it to the Hall of Fame and have the career that he had is just unheard of. So love me some Antonio Gates. One that I was really excited about and happy about. I actually text Brandon. Was Sterling Sharp, man. That was awesome because Sterling Sharp was nothing short of dominant. And if a guy like Gale Sayers gets in, where the injury cut him short, you have to put Sterling Sharp in. I mean, just because of what he was able to do in such a short period of time, and to lose his career over such a freak accident, which thank God he was able to walk, obviously, um, but just for that to happen was tough. And you seen it during Shannon Sharp's induction whenever he got inducted in the Hall of Fame. Like he was like, I'm not even the best receiver in my family, like I'm not even the best football player in my family, and that's saying a lot because Shannon Sharp's Shannon Sharp. So it was awesome to see Sterling get in. Jared Allen, we grew up watching Jared. Uh, he was great. If you watch, if you look at his stats, like it really blows you away just how dominant he was as a pass rusher and his ability to knock the ball out. And really watching him, he was another Chiefs guy, by the way. For all you Chiefs fans out there, there's something else for you to tell people down the road. Like, I knew who Jared Allen was. So there you go. But man, he was really known for his time, I think, with the Vikings. That was whenever he really started to take off when he was with Pat and Kevin Williams.
100%.
Yeah, he
100%.
just strapped a rocket to his back, man, and he was a menace, dude. He was a pain in the ass. And then Eric Allen, man, he's another guy that he's been waiting for quite some time to get in, and he finally got his due. He had a very good career as a corner, had quite a few pick sixes. So that's off to all them guys, man. Congratulations getting in the Hall. I really would have liked to have seen
Adam Vinatieri.
Vinny, man. Like Vinny should have, yeah, dude. Vinatieri should have got in, man. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I know he's a kicker and it's not the sexy pick, but coming from a Ravens fan, even like, I've always like, I just think Vinatieri's the best kicker to ever lace up a pair of cleats.
Absolutely, hands down. The dude single handedly has won so many games in the biggest games of all.
Yeah, he's clutch, dude. He is clutch, man. Adam Vinatieri he was that dude. He was clutch, man. If you're gonna take a kicker and make him first ballot, it's gotta be Vinny.
Yeah, it
Um,
should. Listen, we're talking about it. I wasn't gonna say it, but bro, I'm taking Jared Allen off and I'm putting Terrell Suggs in there. Terrell Suggs had 3 more sacks, 1 more interception, a lot more tackles for loss, and like 7 or 8 more forced fumbles. statistically, Terrell Suggs is better than Jared Allen and
Dude.
more disruptive. And I'm taking Sterling Sharp or Eric Allen off, putting Vinny in, bro. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. I don't care. Hate me. Facts are facts. Stats are stats. That's what we've been saying it all day. Vinny and T Sizzle. Jared Allen should be in there. T Sizzle should be. I'm sorry. First ballot, T Sizzle.
Yeah, I think with the voters, I think the first ballot thing carries a lot of weight for them, which in my opinion, I don't really think it should. Like I feel like everybody makes it out to be this big ass thing. And like I do get it, like it's your first year of eligibility and then you get in, it's like, "Oh shit, like he must be really good." Which yeah, that's true to an extent, but like I feel like it affects the voting sometimes because
Yes.
I thought Suggs was going to get in. I did. I thought him and I thought Yanda might get in. So I mean, it
I'm
is
not
what
mad
it
at the
is.
four, but at the same
I get what
time,
you're saying.
I think
I do.
Vinatieri should at least got in. I mean, but he's a kicker, so it's not. He's not a quarterback, running back, receiver, defensive end, tight end, corner. And so, hey, it is what it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's in stone now. So
The shrines are being made.
I can't believe Torrey Holt didn't get in. That's who I was thinking of. Man, he has been getting snubbed year after year after year after year, and I'm like, when is Torrey
Yeah.
Holt ever going to get in? Like, he led the
Yeah.
league in receiving from like '01 to like '09 or some shit. Like, it
Greatest
was
show on
something
turf.
ridiculous. Like, yeah, it's like, why? I don't know. I've been pounding the table for Torrey Holt for years, and he just hasn't gotten in. And I just feel like he's one of them guys that people just kind of forgotten about. But Torrey Holt was incredible.
Absolutely. Torrey Holt was amazing.
Yeah, Torrey Holt was cold, dude. Like him and
Yeah.
Isaac Bruce, forget it, dude.
Marshall Falk.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you Rams fans. 3 names. I promise Matt Stafford and Jared Goff weren't always your quarterbacks.
Man, they weren't Rams fans before. Shit, they won that Super Bowl, dude. I've never seen a fan base disappear so quick. Dude, they freaking disappeared like overnight, dude. Like the same thing happened with Seattle. I was like, what happened to all the 12th man shit? Like they're
Yep.
still a good team, and like there's no Seattle fans anymore. Like nothing. Like it's weird. It's like they take all their jerseys and they just launch them in the closet, and they're like, "Oh, Bills fan now," or like whatever it is. Bills Mafia. Yeah.
They got to follow the train, brother.
I'm telling you, if the Browns start winning and there's suddenly becomes an influx of Browns fans and anywhere outside of Cleveland, Ohio, I'm calling bullshit.
Hey, our boy Kenneth is a Brown fan.
He is. Yeah, he is. See, that's the thing is like I know a Browns fan and I've met a Chiefs fan in person,
Hey,
but
I
like
will say this. Kenneth did trade that Browns stuff in and said he can't take it no more, and he's a Steeler fan now.
really?
Yeah, he texted me and told me that.
Man,
I
he
said,
stuck with them
damn.
for a long time.
It's bad. It's bad. Bad up there, man. It's bad.
He talked all that shit, dude.
It's bad up there, bro.
You made it sound like Braylon Edwards was going to be the next Randy Moss, dude.
Oh, shit. All right. Getting close to the cutoff point. Dude, it's been a good one. I've enjoyed this a lot. Any closing thoughts?
No, man. Let's hope for Sunday we have a fairly officiated game, a clean game where there's no uh, bullshit calls that set a team back or anything like that. Let's hope we have a nice, clean football game, and as much as we like
Smacking on
Eagles to
that
win,
PR.
what's that?
I said smacking on that PR.
That's true. Yeah, that if the Chiefs end up winning, at least I could say that I ate good. So there is that. That's the only consolation. Otherwise, I may not even watch the Super Bowl. I probably would have had it on the background. So, yeah, let's just hope for a clean Super Bowl, man, and a little less Taylor Swift, a little more football. So let's hope.
Daddy Trump's gonna be in the stands to take over for all the FaceTime of Taylor Swift. I'm just putting that out there.
Big D.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. 59,000 likes is crazy. We appreciate the hell out of everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for the comments, the banter back and forth. We appreciate every single one of you sticking with us from week 1 till Super Bowl weekend, and we hope you stick with us coming through the off season. We'll be doing this as normal every week, once a week. If we do it more, there'll be posts out that we're doing it. And we're doing an extra day, whatever it may be, because there's a lot to cover when it comes to the draft and prospects and teams and players and so on and so forth. So, thanks again, everyone. We appreciate everyone. As always,